What is up, guys? It's your boy Jamichael, and I'm here giving y'all another banger. And since I'm giving y'all another banger, if y'all could go ahead and like this video, it would mean a lot. And if you could subscribe to this channel if you want to see more basketball content, that would be great too. I upload as much as I possibly can, and I think that if you enjoy basketball content, then you would love this channel. But without further ado, let's get into today's video, which is going to be talking about James Harden. Right now, there are news that Philadelphia has expressed interest in trading for James Harden and that they want to bring James Harden to Philadelphia. Now, what would this mean? Now, I have no idea what type of trade it would take to get James Harden in the first place. He already has a big contract, and I feel as though if you were wanting to get James Harden, you would have to trade either Joel Embiid and Ben Simmons. It would be a long shot to see this team pull off a trade without including one of those key players. It has happened before, but just for the fact that James Harden has been operating on an MVP level for so many years and that his stature in the NBA is so high, I feel as though that you would have to give up one of those key pieces. Though there have been speculation that people think that they could trade essentially all of their entire rest of the roster to get James Harden. Now, considering the fact that I think they would have to trade one of those key players, I believe the most likely situation is that they trade Ben Simmons. Now, Simmons has been a better player for the Philadelphia 76ers so far. However, Ben Simmons is more of a work in progress than Joel Embiid. And the pairing of Joel Embiid and James Harden would be much more lethal than a pairing of Ben Simmons and James Harden. And because of this, they would be more tempted to trade Ben Simmons, especially in a league where three-point shooting and shooting in general is important. And Ben Simmons doesn't seem to be developing a jumper. It would be in their best interest to trade Ben Simmons while his trade value is still high in order to get a player like James Harden who could possibly fit better for Joel Embiid. Now, a Philadelphia 76ers team with James Harden would be crazy. You would have a dynamic duo of James Harden and Joel Embiid with other spread shooters from the Philadelphia 76ers that can knock down shots. Now, it's going to take more than just James Harden and Joel Embiid to win a championship, but having these two core pieces is a great foundation, and building upon that could be a lot easier moving forward. Now, a trade up like this is a long shot to begin with. Like I said from the beginning, this seems to be having the linking just because of the Daryl Morey signing that happened very recently with the Philadelphia 76ers. So I think that this rumor of James Harden to the Philadelphia 76ers is mostly a spark because of the Daryl Morey hiring at the Philadelphia 76ers, and that possibly James Harden might be looking to go to another team because he might be frustrated with the situation in Houston. He has spent years trying to get over the hump, and it just seems like he can't. He might seem like he's tired of playing for a bad coach in Mike D'Antoni. He doesn't seem like he doesn't want to go through another coaching situation, and he might take his future into his own hands. However, I think that if James Harden were to leave Houston, in the rare case that he does, I do not believe that he would demand a trade for the Philadelphia 76ers. I think he saw the situation they had and the situation he's already in, and he wants to go to a team where he has more so a guarantee to win a championship. He would want to go to a better team, much like the Lakers or the Warriors or possibly Miami or teams like that have already been established. And if a piece like James Harden were to be added to them, it could possibly be devastating and push them over for the edge for a championship. That's not to say that Joel Embiid and James Harden couldn't win a championship. However, the pairing would have to be met with a few roster changes, and we just don't know if James Harden's willing to put up with something like that anymore and for how much longer. So I believe James Harden will most likely stay with the Houston Rockets for at least this season, and if the situation does not improve, he might look to trade elsewhere. However, for a trade for the Philadelphia 76ers would be an extreme long shot, and without dismantling the duo that's already present in Philadelphia, I just don't see this trade happening. So with that being said, guys, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Go ahead and like the video if you haven't already. Please subscribe if you haven't, and turn on notifications if you want to get more basketball content on your timeline. But without further ado, I'm out, guys. Thank you so much.